Good afternoon, Muscle Car Corner here. I'm at Daytona International Speedway with Dean. It is just an amazing day, and I was looking at this collection of Cougars they have. I just did a video on, and it's the Sunshine State Cougar Club. Dean, let's talk to you about this 7-liter Mercury Cougar.
Yep.
I've never seen one of these. Super rare car. Pleasure to meet you,
Pleasure
sir.
to meet you too.
And tell me about your first car, which apparently was a Cougar.
Yeah, first car was a 1972 Cougar. Saw it in the newspaper. Sold one of my lawnmowers and bought it. I was 15 years old. Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
And that brought you to this car eventually, many years later.
I had a few other Cougars in between.
Nice,
So
nice.
1970 convertible was my next one.
Gotcha.
And I still got
Big block car?
No, 351 Cleveland.
Cleveland, gotcha.
Yeah.
That was pretty much what they put in most of these were Clevelands, weren't they?
Well, later on in 70, that's correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Before that
talk
Windsor.
about this amazing find that you found. I walked up to it and I saw the 7-liter tag on the front, GTE,
Yeah.
and I was like, what? And I started looking closer, and then I came across the 427 decal, and I'm like, I never knew they put a 427 in a Cougar. So tell me about these cars and really how many are built, the ins and outs of this car, what was done to it.
For an XR7, there's 256 of these built.
Gotcha.
And they did do a 427, and then later on they did some 428s, a little bit different.
Yeah.
Different hood scoop on those.
Well, let's take a look at that hood scoop real quick. That's
it's
quite.
It's not functional. But
It's not. Does this go down?
it does go down.
Okay, I just didn't want to pull down on it.
Yeah.
It seems like the hinges are bound on a little bit. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, that scoop is just. That's only came on the GTE or the 427 car.
No, they came on some other cars.
And I've never seen that hood here again either. I'm not a huge Ford guy, but
Right.
I like them. I own a Pantera I've had for 40 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a 71, and that turned me into a Ford fan, that one. This car's really done right. I've been in the restoration business for many years, restored a lot of cars. Just looking at the markings back on it, the okay after they put the fender on. Those little markings take time. I don't know if they went underneath and did that as well.
They did not do the underneath. Wasn't done. It was undercoated at the factory, or excuse me, at the dealership.
Okay.
And they didn't strip that undercoating off, so they left that.
Did you leave it?
Yeah, it's left.
Gotcha.
So no, it hasn't been.
It's original. It hasn't been gone over the undercoating?
Not the underside.
This car must have had a storied life and maybe possibly inside, huh?
Yeah, I don't know all the details on that. I was fortunate enough to pick it up from the Cougar of America president. He had 2 of them.
Wow.
And was willing to get rid of one of them, and this is one that I got. Been restored in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'll tell you, the restoration on it is really impeccable.
Yep.
I started looking at it.
Yeah, they did a phenomenal job.
That emblem I've never seen before. I wanted to point that out to the fans out there, the Mercury fans. These Mercuries were the gentleman's muscle car. A lot of the older people, somebody a little older than my dad's age back when these were out, they wanted creature comforts inside, and they wanted, the luxury portion of it as well, which this one is kind of no frills with manual windows and whatnot. No air in it, which is normal on a high performance motor. They wouldn't put that in a 427 car.
Did not.
So, the wheels, just the color combo, the two-tone, the moldings, the stripe, the color of the top, everything just works on this car. It's really unique, and I really like it. Is that the original exhaust tips on that?
Those are exhaust tips unique to a GTE, and they are.
Wow, only a GTE.
Correct.
And it seems like they would have put, with a big block 427, they would have put a little bit bigger of a pipe on it, Those little 1.25-inch pipe, didn't flow as much as that 427 wanted it, that's for sure. Now, what was in the motors in these? What was the horsepower rating? Was it the 335 or was it 370?
No, they rated it much lower. I want to say 390, I think it was.
390?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and that's on the lower side of a 427 side oiler is a stout motor. These things were ready to race right out of the gates, you know. And of course, going into a Mercury, I wonder if there's any difference between the Mercury motor and the Ford motor in this same year car, you know, 68. What came with a 427 in 68?
That would have been that's what,
just this.
That's the Ford, yep.
Yeah. They didn't make a Mustang.
No, that's the
With a
rumors are out there
427 in
that
it.
there is one, but I think Marty has said that the Marty reports say that there's not one.
There isn't.
So I'm sure they wish there was.
What the heck did you have? I hate to even ask you this. You don't have to disclose if you don't want to. What did you pay for this car?
More than $25.
Oh, well, you got to buy then. A lot of times we don't ever disclose what we got in these cars because, of course, he's got a rare piece.
Yeah, the wife may be looking, you never know.
That's what I never save receipts. You know, I always, when I was building a car, I'd have this drawer, just receipts stuffed in there, and I never actually got them out and counted how much money I spent on builds.
Don't do that.
Because it scares you.
It will.
I was building back in the day. Now to build a car is 3 times as much to restore and build a car, which is crazy, you know.
Right.
The body business, you know, I've been in it my whole life, and it's gone from, you know, in the 80s and 90s, I could restore a car for $15,000-$20,000,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
That's going through the motor and everything. I did a lot of work myself. Right. But now you're spending $100K plus just on an average restoration on a car. And you get cars that aren't worth $100K and you put that kind of money into it.
Yeah.
It's kind of gone crazy as far as restoring a car these days because you can't get your money back out of them.
Yeah.
You know, if you can find deals where they're already restored, you know, that's the way to do it. But taking it to a shop at $150 an hour, $1.25 an hour, you get 4,000 average hours on a restoration to do, you know, body, paint, engine, everything.
Yeah, I think folks do this either. They may try to make money restoring them, but like you said,
you can't.
They're probably not going to do it.
The trick is, like, right now is a buyer's market because, you know, the economy is upside down somewhat. You know, Trump coming right in office to do what he's done. I believe he's going to get a handle on it, but, you know, it's taken the prices of these cars down around 20 to 30% right now. I saw that at Mecum while I was there. I was there for 2 weeks looking at thousands of cars, you know. And man, I tell you what, Dean, this is a super cool ride. I sure appreciate your time on it.
My pleasure.
And
nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Yep. You'll be on my YouTube channel. Yep. Check it out. I'll be uploading this within a day or so.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.